So today we've got Joe in the chair and we're playing a very fun game called Save or Shave. Are we going to buzz it all off or am I going to be able to save it? Let's see what happens. This series is made possible by our sponsor, Manual. So Joe, going to start with shave it. Tell me why.
Ease as much as anything.
Okay.
Got a pretty high hairline, always have done, and then started sort of thinning in the sides here. So as you can tell, like grow these bits out longer, push them forward just to cover it up. And honestly, wind, rain, anything like that, just complete mess. The only time you properly feel comfortable like this is when I get out of the house, and then as soon as I'm out of the house, I'm like,
So for about 5 minutes before anything happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially when you're around Central as well, Tube, anything like that.
Yeah.
So I got to a point where I was like, I can't be asked for this anymore. I was at the pub on the weekend and I was talking to the guys and they were like, why don't you just shave it? And
you were talking to the guys about it, yeah? That's amazing. Okay.
It took me a long while to talk about it. And actually when I spoke to them about it, almost all of them were like, I didn't even know you were self-conscious about this. But it's been years that I've been feeling like it. So it was nice to see their reaction, being a little bit more open to it, I guess you could say.
You should be proud of yourself, man. That's a really brave and bold thing to do. You should feel proud of yourself.
It took a few drinks.
Of course.
Sometimes
Dutch courage, of course. I get that,
But yeah, so I was just like, let me do it. And I was actually going to do it myself. And then funny timing, like a mate of mine recommended getting in touch with you guys because he saw like the hair loss series and off chance submitted a form. I was like, actually, I could get a second opinion on this. Let's see if something else happens. Maybe I could save it, as you said, and keep a little bit of length on there. So like I said, bit of a crossroads at the moment. It's just trying to figure out what to do.
All right. Why do you want to save it?
I like the curls. It's just something that I've grown fond of. And I think if I could have the curls in a way where I wasn't so worried about the wind, I've got it long at the moment, maybe closer to the hairline. And so it was a little bit more easily manageable. I think that would probably be the preference. That being said, I've not really got my mind set on anything, to be honest.
Okay. Now, my first impressions, I can save this.
Yeah.
What you were just saying at the end then is how I would save it.
Yeah.
Cut it really, really close, but keep the curl, maintain the curl.
Yeah.
So I feel that you're struggling more now because of how long them corners are, right? And I know why it's been done, I get that. But there are ways you can tweak that to make it easier, a lot more, I'd say, weather friendly, but also low maintenance as well, because that's the main thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I love the curls as well, mate. I'll be honest with you, I think you really suit curly hair on top. I don't, in my honest professional opinion, I wouldn't shave the top just yet.
Yeah.
I feel like there's enough life in there to be able to do something with that before we do that. I feel like that should be a last resort for you.
Cool.
Because I really think the curls really balance out your face shape so well.
Yeah.
Match your look, everything. Don't know whether a shaved head would, unless it was a longer shaved head, I think.
Yeah.
But I think what you've got now is great. I feel like I could just tweak your hair to make that work so much better.
All right, let's do that then. Yeah, happy with that.
I feel like we should do that before you decide to shave it off.
I think that's the way, isn't it? Because, can always shave it, can always have it grow back, but at least...
You will not get these curls back though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. For you to get this type of curl and this type of shape would probably take half a year, maybe longer, to get this cut right in if you did shave it today. Whereas I think while we're at this crossroads now, what's the worst that can happen is we can shave it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So we might as well try the most extreme shorter haircut that still maintains curl, still gives you ease of use, low maintenance, etc., etc. We should go as short as we can that still has curl, that still allows you to do all them things.
Yeah.
Because then, like you said, you're willing to shave it off anyway. So why not just go for it and see what we can do?
All good. Let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think you're going to like this.
I
can see it. I can see it, man. I can see it. Let me just do a little bit more of an in-depth little look at your hairline, okay? So, yeah, I mean, I've seen worse. I'm not going to lie. It's higher up, but I feel like we can make this look really good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm pushing it forward a lot at the moment, but if I sort of like scrunch it up a little bit closer to that hairline, I kind of get that shape that I think you're talking about, but because it's so long at the moment and because these sides are just a mess in terms of like pushing them forward, I just haven't had the opportunity to do it.
No, I get it. It's harder too, because the thing is, the shorter the hair goes, the tighter the curl becomes in a way.
Yeah.
The more length you leave it when there's all like different lengths, they just sort of stretch out.
Yeah.
So you end up like what looks great straight on, because the thing is, it is very important what you see in the mirror, right? But it's also extremely important what we all see from every other angle, right? Because that's what balances out the face shape. That's what gives you the look from the profile. And when you've got loads of like big, thick, long strands on the sides, it doesn't give the same effect that you probably think it does straight on.
Yeah.
It just makes it look like you're trying to cover your hairline.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know some extremes you have to, but in times like this, I don't think you need to. I feel like you just need to focus on where the hair loss is and work towards that.
Yeah.
So I think if we just separate out your hairline, right, pull this away, pull this all forwards like this. Now I'm just doing a little bit of a bit more in-depth consultation for myself to have a little look at where I can work that hairline to. So I just pull this out the way. Yeah, I think that we could probably cut it back to about, I feel like we need to make it level with just maybe just above or maybe just around the temple area, just about here. I think we could just work on that and then we could really start to fill these bits up here because you've got a good amount of fullness behind it. And I feel like if we cut it like a box, like this, then what that will do is fill up the curls here and then start to give you that sort of like graduation into the fullness at the front. I just don't think you also need all this length through here.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit of a kind of look, but I feel like you can still leave bulk at the crown and through here, but I don't think you need all this because all that's doing is straightening out. Yeah. Especially when you lean on it. Yeah. Just gets frizzy in it, and it goes flatter. So I feel like we take that in a touch there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. What do you want to do with the back and sides?
Like I say, usually sort of get it around the ear, keep it pretty low, and then kind of tape it in. So
how tight do you normally go?
Just, you can probably see from like where...
Is it skin or is it a 0?
No,
or is it half?
probably like 0.5.
0.5. All right, cool. Sweet. All right, man. I think let's get shampooed, conditioned. Let's get started, mate, yeah?
Let's go.
Cool. Thank you to the sponsor of this video and mini-series, Manual. After the success of our Talking Hair Loss series, we wanted to do something a little bit different this summer. And this summer we wanted to film 4 new episodes that stand out and are a little bit different than our usual episodes. And once again, Manual were kind enough to support us and once again bring it to the channel. If you don't know, Manual are a British company dedicated to becoming the destination for men's health. Manual offer tailored and medically approved treatments for a variety of issues specifically for men's health. And it's the hair loss treatments we're talking about today. The best thing about it all, it's all online. You visit the website, you answer a questionnaire about your medical history and receive a treatment recommendation. Your information goes to a specialist doctor on the platform, and from there you're consulted on a specific treatment plan for your case. You receive the products at home on a recurring basis with a medical follow-up throughout. Manual have also been kind enough to offer you a discount to celebrate the series on the channel. The code's on the screen now, but it's also in the description if you miss it, and the link to follow is also in the description. Click that to find out more about Manual and their hair loss treatments. And thanks again to Manual for bringing this mini-series to our channel. There's some great videos in this series, so make sure you subscribe, give us a like, and don't forget, comment and let us know what you think. Now, back to the video. Right, so we've just shampooed and conditioned Joe's hair, and I'm going to cut in the fringe first. I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to cut this like a very sort of modern crop, you know. What this is about filling up the front. This is what this technique does. So for anybody who might want to wear the hair just maybe a bit fuller at the front, not necessarily blunt crop or French crop, you know, something like that, this technique works really well for these kind of looks. The main objective for Joe today is about filling up that hairline. Now again, I'm going to take this front as short as I can just to make sure we fill it up. I'm going to start off at the very front. I'm going to bring this around the hairline like that. Cut it to here. Pull this down. Now, we'll start here again, and we'll work around to the right hand side. When did you notice your hairline was starting to recede then? Or what? Was it a while ago? Or?
Yeah, probably 4 or 5 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
It's been slow at first, you know, it's the odd hair in the shower sort of thing, okay, like falling out. And then recently it's gotten, progressively quicker, particularly on the sides, but a little bit on, you know, the crown as well, just thinning out a little bit. It's pretty worrying, to be honest. You know, you see it and you're like, I think with hair, there are so many things, like, with your body, there are so many things that you can have control of. You know, it's like you want to work out, you want to look better, like all of that sort of stuff. But largely without sort of like a transplant or something like that, you're sort of at their whim of what your hair wants to do and what your hair genetics are.
100%. There are ways to help that. Obviously, it's just people either don't know about it or they don't decide to do it. And it's, you know, purely a personal thing, you know. Have you tried any remedies? Have you tried anything at all?
I haven't, no. Yeah, I've just sort of, covered it up to a large part.
Battle with it silently by the sounds of it, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Until recently, yeah.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel when you sort of like, well, from when you first found out that you were sort of starting to lose your hair, how did you sort of feel instantly when you thought, God, this isn't right?
Yeah, pretty worried and pretty self-conscious to a certain extent. You know, it's the way that people see you and the way that you're perceived. And I think, like, although visually is a lot of that, and as guys, I think there's a lot of talk around your hair, your hairline, good hair, and particularly when it comes to online, quite a lot of like trolling around bad hairlines. When you see that and you see the hair starting falling out and the hairline starting to go back, it makes you think about a lot of that. And I think that's partially where people feel like conscious in opening up and talking about it as well.
And I think it's a pretty easy throwaway comment to make, you know, online. That is, you know what I mean? But in reality, it's like it's not an easy thing to do. Like you said, like you just even plucking the courage up to speak to your mates. Like I said, be proud of yourself for that, man, because that's an amazing thing to do. Because guys can be bloody hard, mate. You know what I mean? It can be quite a hard thing to do that, and it's never a nice reality to be a part of, is it? You know what I mean? When you realise that, you know, you've opened up, you've told somebody, even if your friends, you've told them like almost like a big secret in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All you're doing is opening yourself up for criticism. It's like that barrier around you's just been taken down, and all of those things that you're conscious about, all of a sudden, people can hit you where you know it hurts. Obviously, they're my mates, so I know they wouldn't do that, but it's still a big barrier to break down. 100%. And it's why I think actually this series is so good, because it just promotes people talking about it. It's that positive change that makes people feel more comfortable talking about things they wouldn't usually feel comfortable with. Definitely.
I'm glad you see it like that, because that's the aim.
Yeah.
That is genuinely the aim. You know, there's such a big stigma around it. There's a big stigma around a lot of things, really. You know, in society, but hair loss with men is huge, right? You know, it's you know, do you reckon I think they said 1 in 2 or 1 in 3 people suffer from hair loss?
Wow.
So it's so common. How is it something we don't talk about? That's the thing I don't get. How do we not talk about it if it's that common? It's incredible how that's such a big thing. It's just so normal. Like it's quite pressured, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you get a photo with your mates and you're outside in say a beer garden or something, you get a photo, but your first thing is, shit, what's my hair look like?
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Which that shouldn't be on the mind. That should just be you getting a photo with your mates and having a laugh.
Yeah.
But that's probably the first thing you're thinking of, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the other interesting thing about it is, on the talking about it side of things, is there's a lot of talk about like male mental health at the moment, and it feels quite general when people talk about it. You know, it's like, oh, talk about your feelings, talk about, you know, when you're feeling down. I think there's a lack of talking about what contributes to negative male mental health, and the actual like root causes behind that. It can kind of be like a sweeping statement to a certain extent. So it goes beyond just saying, oh mate, I'm not feeling great today, and being comfortable in opening up around actually what's causing you not to feel great, and like, the root cause behind those sort of like self-conscious sort of, barriers, I guess you could say.
Definitely, 100%. And I think it's just, again, it's another throwaway comment, isn't it? It's like, talk to your friends. It's, okay, you know, we say that, talk to your friends, but it's not as simple as just talking to your friends, though, is it? You know what I mean? Like, you know, you say your friends, you're meant to be close and all that, but there still is that, like, barrier that you've got to get past, that kind of, like, you know, we're in that sort of alpha mentality where, you know, you don't want to show weakness, and, you know what I mean? Even to your friends, you don't want to show weakness. And I'm not saying everyone's got that same friendship group, but I know people who have. You know what I mean? I know it's at that point where you think, I can't tell them this, I can't say this. You know, if I say this, they're going to think this of me or think that of me. And the majority of the time, no one actually thinks anything of you. And what I learned, quite interesting, is that no one's actually thinking of you.
No.
No one cares.
No.
You know what I mean? You might think everyone's thinking about you, but in reality, that's just massive ego that you think everyone's talking about, because in reality, no one's probably even thinking of it.
Yeah.
So there's all them big long strands gone. Okay. And now you've got the true shape of the hair. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut into the back a little bit, and I'm gonna dry it off, and I'm gonna work on the taper around the bottom. All right. Now you'll see come to life in a minute. All right, when we dry it off. It's a little bit too long in that middle bit there. Serum on first. This fights the frizz. Like that. We've not got anything sitting long that's going to be a nightmare for you. Yeah. Even if the wind hits, you're just going to do this with your fingers and it'll pull down. All right?
Yeah.
So if you do use a hairdryer, it's got to be a low speed and a low heat. Okay? You don't put it up high. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start on the taper. So I'll keep it nice and low for you. And then this is where you'll start to see it all come into life, okay? I'll start on my 1.5, just going to work up to the 2, like so. And work up to the 1.5, like so. And this is the 0.5 down the bottom. And just blend that into the beard. Because again, we're just trying to draw the attention to the haircut, not to one element of the haircut, like the fade or the taper or something like that, you know. I want the whole haircut to look good on Joe. And I find sometimes you put the harsh line in with the 0.5 or the 1 or the 0, it can sometimes draw the attention away from the rest. Breaking down into that 0 down the bottom. I'll blend it up into my guide that I cut in before, which is there. So that's how the side should sit into the front. Just that little sweep there, not big long sweeps into the front. All right. Just going through this top of here now. A little bit of frizzes at the top. Just finish off with some cold air. Just gonna let it set, right, just like that. And then I'm gonna finish off with some cream. Okay. A bit to your hands, into the hair. Make it really big. By making it big, makes it look thicker. So instead of worrying about all these big long bits, what you gotta do is just push the fringe up a little bit. Have that fullness in there like that. I think that's a lot less hassle. Doesn't matter if the wind catches it, because it's not going to go anywhere, it's cut into the shape. All you do is just bring it back again, just pump it all up like that. I don't know about you, but that looks well better than shaving it.
I reckon so. Honestly, I didn't think with like it that short you'd be able to cover up these points here, but yeah, smashed it.
From every angle, you can just push these little bits in, just comb it through. It just sits really nice. Because what we're doing is we're taking away the aspect of the front we're building up here. So by seeing the curl, it takes away the height of the front. So all they're going to see is the curl, thick curl on top. And then keeping that nice square shape either side, balanced in your face shape. That's what you end up with on top as well.
Yeah.
So even the crown gets covered too.
Looks great.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not drawing so much attention to the back being really big and long here. It's just that nice little bit of silhouette through the front. And there's that boxy shape that you're building up the front there.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Happy I didn't shave it.
Looks good, doesn't it? Worst comes to worst, like you said, if you're not a fan, you can just shave it. You're already prepared to do that. You might as well try it without first and see what you think. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it anyway.
Definitely.
That's it, man.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, honestly.
It was worth the sauna, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah. Worth the sauna.
But if you step back,
being filmed.
step back here under this light here, so that you haven't got direct light. Look at the difference.
Yeah,
so when you step back there, so you've got normal shadow, and turn to the side, you'll see the difference, how much more full that looks, without having to have them big long bits on the side.
Yeah, yeah. Also from seeing it when it was slicked back, I'm kind of glad we didn't go for the buzz now.
Yeah, I am as well. Yeah, I think that really suits you, mate. I think that really suits you.
Smashed that, honestly. Like,
Nice
looking
one.
at it now, being like, yeah, I didn't think it could look that full. Yeah, just how short it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's higher up at the front, but if it was shaved off, it'd be much higher. So
that's fine, and I feel like you kind of got to lean into it. Do you know what I mean? Like big forehead's a big forehead.
it's not even that big. I think it's literally not even that big. It's because of like the perception of where your hairline goes to what you had when you came in.
I think so.
It was really low down.
Like that. Yeah, innit?
But that's unrealistic now to be able to do. So you might as well be realistic and do what you can to make it fuller, and then move from there.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks so much.
Glad you like it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All the best, mate.